Many in the QCA remember the flood of '93, including many of us here at TV6.
Meteorologist Kyle Dickens takes a look back with some of those who were here at TV6 reporting on the flood and what it was like being involved in one of the Mississippi River Valley's biggest events to ever occur.
The furious struggle to hold back powerful rising floodwaters. And now the president is coming to town to survey the damage.
The president is flying in on Sunday to tour the flood-ravaged areas. He's likely to check out many of the downtown Davenport businesses.
If you turned your television set on during the summer of 1993, chances are local and national news programs were mentioning the historic flood taking place in the Quad City area and areas along the Mississippi River. Well, that was no exception here at TV6.
TV6 News Today. Residents were forced from their homes overnight because of rising flood waters. This after torrential downpours once again hit the Quad City area.
TV6's Marsha Lenz recalls the gravity of the ever-evolving story.
It was certainly the longest story that had, been covered in my time here. Really, I was actually reflecting on the apartment building collapse and how that was evolving on a daily basis and how much we were covering it. And it was the same kind of thing where, something you cover that's obvious, and then the next step is, oh, there's still something over here, and oh, here's another impact. And so there was just endless things happening, and you couldn't cover them all.
Our Sharon DeReek is there, and she joins us now live with more. Sharon, what's it like at the scene?
Well, Marcia, other than the sounds of the sump pumps right now, it's relatively quiet down here. As you can see, many of the business owners in this area already have their sandbags in place.
As Marsha recalls, the flood of 1993 was a very lengthy story, one that had many angles, many communities involved, and people affected, and one that seemed to never end.
Into the area at this hour.
We knew the trouble was brewing, was the weather. It would just rain. Every 3 days we would get another rainfall, but it wasn't just an inch of rain or half inch of rain. It was heavy rain. 1, 2, 3 inches of rain, and then 3 days later another 2 inches of rain. And so you could see that this was a problem.
Well, in the past 24 hours, we've seen a little over an inch of rainfall, and that's just out of that one storm that blew through our area.
That's a lot of rain.
Some really
a flood like that, as we know in this community, but we really didn't know at that time because there hadn't been anything like it since 1965. And so most modern memory was nobody really knew what to expect. And so it was that kind of slow rise that you knew something was coming and it potentially could get worse, that we just saw that kind of building of sandbag walls and trying to push the water back, and the water kept rising, and you kept saying, well, okay, I guess we got to raise these sandbags a little higher, these walls a little higher. For me, there was one family business in downtown Davenport where they were trying to protect their store. It was a flooring business, and they were on watch 24/7. So we kept checking on them to see how their flood fight was going.
In 30 years, a lot has changed in our communities, and a lot has changed in how our communities handle floods.
There have been so many floods since that, we've evolved and we've gotten better at it. And of course, the HESCO barriers really do a much better job of holding back the river than just a man-made sandbag wall, which we still use, but we know that they have their limits.
With all the changes in 30 years, the one thing that hasn't changed is how powerful Mother Nature and the mighty Mississippi can be. Meteorologist Kyle Dickens, TV6 News.